Top 10 Luxury Watches in the World. How well do you know your luxury watch brands? The timepiece industry is populated by many dozens of companies, a handful of them still independent. Many others now members of a larger luxury goods conglomerate, each with its own unique origin story, historical highlights, and technical and aesthetic brand DNA. Here we've gathered what we consider the current top 50 luxury watch brands that should be on the radar of watch enthusiasts and given you a brief rundown of what makes each one special. In the interest of being informative and transparent, we've divided them into sections. Brands owned by the two major Swiss luxury groups. Brands within the French LVMH group, Japanese Citizen Group, and the small Swiss concern Sowind, the largest, best-known independent companies. And the leading brands among the rest of the independents. We've even added a little tidbit of trivia for each brand. 1. A. Lang & Söhne. Today widely recognized as the paragon of German high watchmaking, A. Lang & Söhne was originally founded by Ferdinand Adolf Lang in 1845 in the village of Glashütte in Saxony. In the wake of World War II, and the Cold War-era partitioning of Germany, the company effectively ceased to exist. The modern A. Lang & Söhne was revived in 1990 by Walter Lang, great-grandson of Ferdinand Adolf Lang, in partnership with legendary watch industry entrepreneur Gunter Blümlein. 2. Baum & Mercier. Brothers Louis Victor and Celestin Baum founded Frères Baum in 1830 and partnered with Paul Mercier in 1918 to form the Baum & Mercier firm that we recognize today. Since joining the Richemont Group in 1988, Baum & Mercier has offered tastefully designed Swiss-made timepieces at solid values compared to many of its peers. Including complications from day dates to chronographs to a perpetual calendar, all outfitted with outsourced Swiss-made calibers and modules. In recent years, Baum & Mercier has forayed into making its own in-house calibers, including the so-called Baumatic movement. 3. Cartier. Cartier has enjoyed a worldwide reputation as the king of jewelers and the jeweler of kings, since its founding in Paris by Louis-François Cartier. The company is also responsible for some of the most iconic and influential timepieces in history and continues to build on that legacy to this day. One of those icons sprung from a request by pioneering aviator Alberto Santos Dumont to his friend Louis Cartier, grandson of the founder, for an easily readable watch he could wear during balloon flights. Cartier's answer, today called the Santos watch and first marketed to the public in 1911, is now regarded as the first purpose-built aviation watch as well as the first wristwatch aimed at men. 4. IWC. Notably the first and still only Swiss watch firm founded by an American, New England watchmaker Florentine Ariosto Jones. The International Watch Company, abbreviated IWC, is also one of the few watchmaking houses headquartered in Schaffhausen, in Switzerland's northeastern German-speaking region, rather than in the country's western, French-speaking regions. Originally a maker of ornate pocket watches, IWC is most famous today for its family of aviation watches, like the Big Pilot's watch, first worn by Luftwaffe pilots during World War II. The Spitfire series, based on the Mark 11 worn by British RAF pilots in the 1950s, and the Top Gun collection, made in cooperation with the U.S. Navy Fighter Weapons School. 5. Jaeger-LeCoultre. Jaeger-LeCoultre, established in 1833 in the heart of the Vallée de Joux in the Swiss Jura Mountains, has been called the watchmaker of watchmakers. Jaeger-LeCoultre's most iconic watch is undeniably the Reverso, made since 1931 and recognizable by its swiveling, reversible case, which was initially conceived as a sports watch for polo players to wear during matches. 6. Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc, founded in 1906 in Hamburg, Germany, has a long-standing and well-deserved reputation as a purveyor of high-luxury pens. And the company has been striving to apply the same standards to its relatively young watchmaking division, which sprung up in 1997. The biggest step toward building Mont Blanc into a haute horlogerie house was the purchase by parent group Richemont of Minerva, a historical Swiss watchmaking factory specializing in chronograph calibers, and installing it as the Mont Blanc manufacturer. Today, Mont Blanc watches feature a combination of elements inspired by vintage Minerva watches, by hallmark Mont Blanc pen details. 7. Panerai. Officine Panerai could be considered one of the watch industry's oldest overnight successes. Tracing its origins to 1860, when it was founded as a watch shop and watchmaking school in Florence by Giovanni Panerai, the company started making watches at the request of the Italian military shortly thereafter. Worn by frogmen of the Royal Italian Navy, Panerai's original model, the radiomer, took its name from the proprietary luminescent material, originally developed for use in firearms, applied to its dial to enhance her underwater legibility. The radiomer, one of the first dive watches, was superseded by the luminaire, which added a newer luminescent dial material and a patented crown protection device to seal the case against water penetration. 8. Piaget. While it's more widely known for its jewelry these days, Piaget, founded in the small Swiss village of La Côte aux Fées by Georges Piaget in 1874, has been a watchmaker from the beginning. Its original trade was making movements, and the company began making complete watches in the 20th century. Since 1957, when Piaget created the historic 2 mm thick caliber 9P, the company has been world-renowned for the elegant thinness of its watches and movements. 9. Roger Dubuis. Watch complication specialist Roger Dubuis, formerly a director at Patek Philippe, founded his eponymous independent brand in 1995, and quickly established it as one of the leading haute horlogerie houses in Geneva, known for high complications, skeletonized calibers and tourbillons. A part of Richemont since 2008, the Roger Dubuis brand has since forged a new path without its founder but still takes pride in pushing the envelope in terms of technology and design. 10. Vacheron Constantin. Vacheron Constantin is one of the oldest watch manufacturers in the world, founded in 1755 by Jean-Marc Vacheron and François Constantin. With an uninterrupted history of watchmaking and a brand motto that states, "Do better if possible, and that is always possible." Throughout its centuries of history, Vacheron Constantin can claim a number of horological milestones and wearers drawn from the ranks of royalty, like Egypt's King Fuad I. Vacheron Constantin's Ref. 57260 pocket watch, unveiled in 2015, holds the title of the world's most complicated watch ever made, packing 57 total complications. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.